closing out the first hour of 3 with the RWL Mid-South title on the block, with Best of the West Billy White Moon defending the strap from the Unholy Trinity's primetime Bobby Mills.
It ain't quite the OK Corral, but it's gonna be a hell of a showdown.
This next match, set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit, is for the RWL Mid-South Championship.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I did say at the outset that it was an all-hands-on-deck affair. And the gang is certainly all here, Tex. Dirty Dutch Mantell, Big Bob Duncum, and of course the man of the hour, the challenger in this title match, Primetime Bobby Mills, with a mammoth opportunity to garner the Mid-South title. He is just one pinfall or submission away if he can get it over on Billy White Moon.
That is an ambitious project, Dandy Don. Ever since Billy White Moon got the Mid-South title away from Tito Santana, he has held on to it with both hands, all 10 fingers and all 10 toes. So far, nobody's been able to get it back away from him, not even Tito Santana himself. Rick Martel's tried and failed. I don't know that Primetime Bobby Mills has what you call the wherewithal to be able to get a pinfall or a submission over Billy White Moon.
The Unholy Trinity certainly getting a pretty cool reception here in Dallas, with Billy White Moon's hometown of Norman, Oklahoma, being a near neighbor to the north of Texas, and the entire Best of the West faction has boomed in popularity the first half of this year, and things continue to look up for White Moon, Jim Dandy, and the Lone Star Superstar Tex McKenzie.
And on the flip side, you got the Unholy Trinity, who are about as popular as a social disease at an orgy.
I'm all in for White Moon. I got a feeling he's gonna leave that ring canvas squeaky clean when he's done mopping it with Primetime Bobby Mills.
Ouch! Well, that's pretty nasty, Christy.
She's right. He is gonna mop the floor with him. Well, certainly not a great deal of optimism for Primetime Bobby Mills, the number one contender for the RWL Mid-South Championship. Not a whole lot of faith being placed in primetime outside of Dirty Dutch Mantell and Big Bob Duncum.
Yes, indeed, and here come the big three, the Best of the West. Billy White Moon, the son of Chief Sam White Moon, the RWL Mid-South Champion, joined by his tag team partner, Jim Dandy Deakins, and the Lone Star Superstar Tex McKenzie. And like you said, they have been hot for the last 6 months. And they keep going up, and they keep becoming more and more popular with each and every passing week. Like that match with Tex McKenzie and Lars Sullivan has certainly raised his stock pretty significantly.
Tex McKenzie's the senior man in this grouping. I remember him from his days in the IWA in the Midwest.
Well, so far, Billy White Moon has not relinquished that RWL Mid-South Championship to anybody, and I got a feeling he's not going to give it up to Primetime Bobby Mills either.
Introducing first the challenger, along with Big Bob Duncum and Dirty Dutch Mantell from Pineville, West Virginia, weighing 224 pounds, Primetime Bobby Mills. His opponent, accompanied by Tex McKenzie and Jim Dandy Deakins from Norman, Oklahoma, he's the RWL Mid-South Champion, Billy White Moon.
Man, this is going to be a great way to wrap up the first hour of 3 hours of wrestling tonight. Primetime, looking quite ready. So is Billy White Moon. Willie Johnson rings the bell. They come center. Oh, man, White Moon with a forearm right of the way. Primetime takes him down to the canvas. White Moon counters into another headlock. Look at this, Primetime trying to find his way out. Pushes White Moon against the ropes, pitches him to the ropes. They collide, kick to the midsection from Billy White Moon. A quick counter and a takedown from Primetime Bobby Mills. Primetime with a single leg crab on Billy, but White Moon shoves him away almost effortlessly. A kick to the chest is countered by Primetime. Primetime tries for a clothesline, catches a one-arm slam from White Moon instead. A stomp to the midsection. He winds up both arms and gets ready to pull the switch. Boom! Oh man, that is some painful business. Primetime Bobby Mills catches a kick to the back from White Moon, followed up with a stomp to the midsection. White Moon rounds up Primetime. Primetime counters with an elbow to the leg. Rounds up White Moon. White Moon counters with a shot to the midsection. And check out this neat wraparound DDT right center in the heart of the logo. Big Bob Duncum becoming involved here as Primetime succeeds in distracting him with an inverted Russian leg sweep, slamming White Moon face first into the canvas. A gouge of the eyes. A shot to the midsection from Primetime. White Moon whipped to the corner. A clothesline from Primetime takes him down. Either Duncum or Dutch Mantell has introduced a chair into the ring. And they're trying to take apart the turnbuckles too. Willie Johnson momentarily distracted as Billy White Moon takes himself up to the top rope. Billy White Moon, oh man, doesn't make it, doesn't land, doesn't connect. Primetime whips him to the corner. Billy White Moon counters. Primetime counters. Huh. Billy White Moon pitched out center ring. Primetime setting it up off the middle ropes for a fist drop, and he nails it. Primetime Bobby Mills, being encouraged by Dutch Mantell and Big Bob Duncum, drives a knee into the head of Billy White Moon. Cover one, but only just a one. Primetime Bobby Mills catches an arm drag from Billy White Moon as Willie Johnson gets rid of that chair. A clothesline from Primetime Bobby Mills takes Billy White Moon down to the canvas. Primetime looking supremely confident here. Knows full well he's just one pin or submission away from being Mid-South champion. An elbow to the face of Billy White Moon. White Moon pitches the corner, catches the clothesline, winds up down on the canvas. Primetime gonna round him up again. Primetime Bobby Mills escorts Billy White Moon to the ropes. Hard whip to the opposing side. Tries for a scoop slam, but no, catches a knee to the midsection. Here we go. It is Indian sleeper time. Billy White Moon's got it locked in. Primetime Bobby Mills in. Oh, he is it. That is it. He is tapping out. And just like that, Billy White Moon retains the RWL Mid-South Championship. Wow, that was quick.
The time was 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Your winner, and still Mid-South champion, Billy White Moon.
Check out the look of elation on the face of Billy White Moon, doing his dad proud again. Of course, his father, Chief Sam White Moon, now works in the front office, and I'm sure he's watching, and he's got to be so proud of his son, Billy White Moon, who has successfully retained the RWL Mid-South Championship over Primetime Bobby Mills, spoiling the unholy trinity yet again. Big time kudos to Best of the West. Wow.
And I'm sure, after that embarrassing routing at the hands of Billy White Moon, Primetime Bobby Mills, Dirty Dutch Mantell, and Big Bob Duncum will be licking their wounds backstage for the rest of the evening. A very impressive and very rapid win for Billy White Moon, retaining the Mid-South title.
All right, fans, that's the first hour in the books, and that's only the beginning. More RWL Mat action when we come back with our two.